what is going on with Rashid Khan at the moment? I went through, and thanks to my friends at MV Play, I watched every single ball of Rashid Khan this season, right? Like when I do something, Robbie, I go all in.
Yeah.
And it's I basically did about 4 or 5 different categories. I did down leg, right? I did short, I did over pitched, and I did pitched. I did 2 wide, so I did 5 categories. I don't know how many categories I had. There wasn't a lot of categories. The point being is, I'm looking at my notes now. You'd be shocked at how many balls he's actually pitched in the right area, right? Like the amount of times he's bowled down leg side to right-handers and to left-handers. The amount of times he's bowled too short, and he bowls shorter than other leg spinners naturally anyway. That's part of his game. But I'm talking about short balls that are so short that anyone could get back to them. You don't even need to be a good player. But he's also over pitching as well. So sometimes when you have a wrist spinner who's not bowling at their best, they either struggle with length or line, right? You look at his. I watched him. I watched these balls about 2 or 3 times over. He's struggling with length and line, right? Like that's really worrying to me. And he also did something in the game against Liam Livingstone where they had, I think Shubman Gill kept the slip in, right? They were really pushing for that last wicket because they had Tim David and they had Liam Livingstone in. They knew one more wicket and they could rush through RCB at that point. And he bowled a ball from like 2 meters back in the crease, which is fine. It's a, we see that tactic occasionally. Yeah. Do you remember where it landed though? It landed about 3 meters back from where he wanted to land it. Like he has no control of the ball coming out of his hand. And I would say that of all the leg spinners I've ever seen, outside of perhaps someone like Anil Kumble and Shane Warne, I don't think I've ever seen a leg spinner with better control of the ball while putting revs on it. He seems to have just crumbled.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about this. It's something I've noticed, and I want to know how you say you've gone all in, haven't you? I want to test that out a little bit here. But
go.
You noticed when he's come into bowl?
When he's come into bowl, they haven't used him as much at the end of the power play, have they?
They have.
They seem to me to be using him later.
I think they're using him way later than they should be using a bowler like him. I reckon someone who's considered the best leg spinner in the world should be bowling your 7th or 8th over. I think he's coming on sometimes in the 10th over, sometimes as late as the 13th over. And it seems like they have moved in the direction of using him as a death bowler, right? And I think that, from my observation, doesn't agree with Rashid Khan, the bowler. Now, I think Rashid Khan, the bowler, and the enigma that he is, gets into the game. You got to bring your match winners into the game when it's actually primed for them to come into the game, because they create situations, they create instances in the game that change the direction of a game, or like get so much momentum going your way that you've closed the match there, right? You're bringing in a match winner when almost as a defensive option, and that has a huge impact on a person's mentality and psyche, right? And if that's foreign to this person, and I haven't spoken to Rashid, like I've just said hi, hello to him in the course of a game, but it's just my observation that if that impacts a person and then impacts their confidence, then you could be the best bowler in the world. You'll still feel like you don't know what you're doing, right? You don't know how to operate from a state of confidence. Because see, Kim, this is Kimo, this is a confidence game, buddy. Like any sport is a confidence game. The more you feel good about yourself, the more you do your things that you're familiar to you and you're good at, the more confidence you have to do things that are not natural to you. Now, if they're going to use someone like Rashid Khan as your death bowler, then I really think you have to use him in 2 spells, 7 and 9 or 8 and 10, and then 17 and 19. You can't use him, and I've seen this in more than one match where he's bowled 13, 15, 17, 19 or something to that extent, where he's starting itself in the back end of the game where 50, 60% of the game or 55% of the game is already done. You can't bring in a match winner at that point and expect him to perform like he's performed before. And if two games go by where you don't, if 2 games go by where you haven't done well, and then you've gotten taken for runs, then starts affecting your confidence, and then that compounds over on itself. So I think
I understand all that, but if you look at what he does for Afghanistan, this is basically what he's always done for Afghanistan. They don't use him early unless they're, even when sometimes when they need him early, they sometimes still leave him towards the end, right? So I'm with you. I think he needs, and I think at his very best, I don't even think 7 and 9. At his very best, he bowls the 5th or the 6th over, right? And then bowls maybe one around the 8th, 9th over, and then another one later on, and then save one for the 16th, 17th, 18th, right? So we can say he's not there. But if you were in the SA20, I saw you on lounges on the bank with Mark Nicholas, sipping pina coladas or whatever you were doing during commentary. SA20, he took 12 wickets at 21.5 at 7 runs and over, right? Last year in the IPL, he took 10 wickets at 36 at 8.4. Economy's not too bad, considering it was a high-scoring year. This year, he's got 1 wicket in 3 matches so far at 112. Let's imagine the 1 wicket is fine, because if he takes 3 wickets in the next game, I'm not too worried. But he is going at 11 runs and over. So when I said I went deep, you're right. He is being used in a slightly different role. I grant you that. And that might be playing a part of it. Because as you said, he's such a competitor. I don't think we ever talk about that enough. He's like that sort of Virat Kohli type of guy. Like you watch him, he's like, he has to win every moment. So maybe getting him his beans going, as Gareth Batty would say earlier in the game, would change. But
yes,
on top of that, he's 40 centimeters. When I say I go deep, I don't muck around. He's 40 centimeters shorter with his lengths than he used to be, right? I don't think that is just a Rashid Khan thing. I think that is since Joss Butler and Patadar and Heinrich Klaassen and all those guys played that new, I don't know what you call it, the flat back, straight pull shot, the slap, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I think that a lot of the spinners are trying to bowl a little bit shorter to stop that shot being as easy as it was. It was invented for that length, 5.5 meter length, right? But he is bowling shorter, mate. And he's also, I think we could say that it's a confidence game and everything else. The ball is not coming out of his hand correctly.